and some cheese.
Oh, how is the cheese?
It's cheap. Cheddar.
Cheap cheddar.
Cheap cheddar.
Speaking of cheap cheddar.
Got our wine Wednesday.
I have a Diet Coke.
Oh, I got a wine. We realized we had this box of wine that's getting old, and it's like we need to either drink this or be prepared to throw it out. So,
Gotta love throwing away wine.
It's just cheap.
Yeah,
it's cheap wine, but
kind of like I don't know.
Hi.
My in-laws, they left this bottle of wine at our house, and it's like from a wedding in like 2015. It's like white wine. I'm like, this is probably not good. We should probably throw this away.
Yeah. You could maybe cook with it. Maybe. I'd give it a sniff.
Give it the old sniff test.
Yeah. It might be good for cooking. Hey, Ignacio.
Hello, welcome.
When are we going to start talking about that, speaking of Ignacio? Or should I not even bring that up?
Yeah, don't even bring that up.
I won't even bring that up.
Oh, did we say hi to Sam? Hey, Sam.
Hi, Sam. We didn't.
So I think I read a lot more books than you.
You read like twice as many books as me.
I guess I'll just pick one out here. I'll pick one out that I'm assuming that you did not read.
Cheers.
Hello. Ahoy. Black Manta. Number 1. And speaking of comics, this is perfect because it's kind of a pirate book.
I almost picked that up because that cover is sweet.
The cover is sweet, and I'm pretty sure this is the first standalone Black Manta comic. I could be wrong, but I think that that's true.
They had a bunch of them, and I might. That's one of those books that, like, if I see it,
you going back there and getting.
Well, I'm going back anyways. So what if I was there anyways?
No,
it wasn't very good.
I don't like it. It was fine. I mean, it's all right. I don't know. It's hard. It's a 6 mini. It's
okay.
I mean, no, like
it's fine.
The first
didn't blow you away.
The first issue isn't great. Like, if you read this, I would guess.
Are you going to get number 2?
I don't think so.
No. I will wait for DCUI then.
Yeah, I would probably highly recommend that you do that.
I'll read it there and do that then. That's what I was going to do anyways. I really like that cover.
It's fine, but it's like cool. I'm sure if you bought it and read it, you'd probably be like, why did I buy that and read that?
I could probably like buy a print or something of the cover, and I'd enjoy that more. I'm not even like a Black Manta fan. It doesn't make any sense. I just like it.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was kind of confusing the actual way the story went. So, and yeah, D. Piercy says it's no Suicide Squad gets Joker.
I still need to get that.
Hey, welcome, Taylor.
That was one of the first Prestige Pluses that I didn't get. And I've seen D. Piercy talk about it a couple times.
I would probably say that Black Manta is a pass.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine.
Do you think somebody might like it, though?
I don't know. I know that Tyler recommended. Yeah, Black Manta managed, and that's the thing. Like, nothing about it necessarily was bad, but nothing about it was great either. Like, even the art didn't sell me. The art was fine.
It doesn't look like the cover.
No, I mean, I guess I can just probably open it up and just show you like the first page.
Let's read the whole book.
Let's read the whole book. Yeah, this is probably one of the worst books of the week, but well, this is a bad page. Well, I mean, this is kind of like the art, right? So this is page 2, but like you actually see stuff because this is page 1. This is why like you're not getting much out of that art,
right? No, it's fine.
Yeah,
I probably won't even read it when it's on DCU. Maybe I will.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless
I'll be in a weird mood and I'll read it sometime. Yeah, Hi, Second Street.
Hey.
Well, do you want to do like more than one?
Okay, yeah, I'll do.
Many. You can knock through a couple of your lower ones,
books that you didn't read.
That I probably didn't read. Yeah.
All right, so here's another one. This is from and you know, since actually I don't. I read this digitally, so I don't have the cover for it. But it's Snelson number 2. This is an Ahoy book. It is.
I saw the cover for that.
Yeah. So this book is about a comedian who kind of gets canceled.
Okay.
And then he goes on this rant again, and now he starts a podcast. It's fine. I mean,
It's
like,
fine.
it's a book.
It's
It's
fine.
probably not made for me. There are probably people out there that like this. Maybe I'm
Isn't
not
that a
getting the
character from
comedy.
something else? Isn't Snelson? Isn't I swear it seems so familiar to me. I've just seen like the cover.
Thank you. I would like that. I don't know. I would guess if this is anything. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any like.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know like why he's really can't. I don't know. It's kind of like if you took a scumbag and then he was actually a comedian. He goes on this tour with a bunch of like. I think he goes on like with somebody who's trans, somebody who's black, somebody who's Jewish. So he's like trying to like make himself better. I mean, this issue is, I mean, it's probably funny. I don't know. Maybe some people like it. It's not the best book.
It's probably funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people think it's funny. I didn't.
I'm sure they do. That's usually the case with stuff like that.
And maybe I'm not smart enough to find it funny. So if anyone's reading this is an Ahoy comic. Let us know what your thoughts are.
The nice thing with Ahoy, though, is if you don't like the book you bought, they throw in like bonus stuff in the back. And I don't always read them, but I like that they have that. They'll have like little poems or short stories and like it for their backup issues. Did you notice, Cole, I
think it was Sam. I got it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, it was out today.
Yeah. Because it's got the Suicide Squad. I did not get to it yet.
Yeah.
What were you saying about the paper?
The Ahoy paper. Did you notice any difference with it?
I read it digitally.
Oh, you did? Okay. I got well, I guess I had or which one did I read? Oh, it was The Second Coming. I thought this came out last week.
It did.
But I don't they had it in my box and they said that they just got it in, but I thought I already bought it. I know I read it last week.
Okay, yeah.
It was on my list, but I have to check because if I find a second copy, I'm bringing one back.
I know that
I like this book, but I don't need 2 copies of number 4.
Yeah, I know Ahoy, like Behemoth, Scout, all of those well, not Scout as much anymore because they switched to Lunar. Are getting weird delays. I know the little guy is. So I'll go to another digital. I don't know. You might have read this one. I don't think you did. It's Lost Falls #2.
No, I'm not aware of that.
This is a comicsology book. It is written by Kurt Pyers. Antonio Fuso does the art. Lee Luffridge, I think, is on colors. I really like this first issue. The first issue had a lot of like Gideon Falls type vibes to it. The second one didn't like hit as hard as the first one for me, but I'll still probably keep reading it. Yeah. I mean, if you have comicsology, all the comicsology books are free. Oh, Tyler, you missed our
Tyler, it's wine. It's Wine Wednesday.
Yeah, or Diet Coke Wednesday. Cheers. But yeah, I pretty much felt the same way that you felt about Black Manta. I think that's pretty average.
Average is like one of the best things you've said about it.
Yeah,
that's the best part of your review.
I did. And maybe you read this, maybe you didn't. I don't think you did. But this is a Mad Cave book. It is called Bountiful Garden #1. This is the first issue.
Ooh,
I like that. It's kind of got sort of like a sentient vibe to it, where it's a bunch of kids in a ship in space. There isn't like, a crazy like robot voice talker, but yeah.
Right.
They kind of figure out like that maybe their mission wasn't what they thought it was going to be.
Justin Birch letters that?
Justin Birch does. Golden Burrito Award winning letterer. Justin Birch letters it.
Well, that one's good. That one, I might have to check that one out. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. I mean, it's a space book, so I'm not like probably the most enthralled, and I'm looking at like my other books in my top of my list to make sure that there aren't any like weird space books that are in there.
My #1 book is Space.
And
Allergies are going crazy.
I guess I'll get another one that you probably definitely did not read, and this is Kazaar, Lord of the Savage. This is a Marvel #1. It is written by your buddy Zach Thomas or Thompson.
Didn't. My buddy Zach.
Yeah. Well,
he did a Out of Body.
I breathed a body,
breathe
and
the
like
body, or
Come Into Me. I think also like Lonely Receiver. But
Yeah.
I thought this is pretty. I don't really know anything about Kazaar. I don't know if you need to know about Kazaar to read this book. Kazaar kind of reminds me of like Kamandi, but maybe not the same thing. He lives in the savage land, and he has a biosuit, and he's got a kid. It seems like a cool concept. I'll probably read the next issue and go from there with that one.
Looks like a solid Marvel Unlimited book for me.
For sure, especially if they're only three months.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Peach Momoka variant for that. That's pretty cool.
So I know
apparently Rob Liefeld does one too.
I saw one cover of it that was really cool.
Yeah, he didn't like it. The interior art definitely does not look like standard Marvel art. Here, I guess I'll just show you that too, because I've got it right here. I love the jokes y'all are making. So, I mean, this is a pretty good example of what the art looks like. So it's kind of weird. It like doesn't look like it settles on the page properly, but I liked it. I like the art. Kind of seems like something you see in a random like Black Hammer book.
Tyler wants to know if Spider-Man was in the back.
They're actually in the back. There is a story that I definitely forgot that is kind of like a 9/11 commemoratory story. I don't know if this is in all Marvel books this week or not. Because that's what I was reading this, and the whole time I'm reading this, I'm like, this is only $3.99. This is a huge book for Marvel. But yeah, there's like at the end, it's a Captain America, Spider-Man, 9/11 tribute story in the back of this. That was John Romita Jr. on art. And there's a lot of other names, and I don't know what they do, but you can definitely tell that John Romita Jr. did the art. But it's a backup story. Yeah. And I think it did what they wanted to do with it.
I read, I counted this as my number 11. I read the Batman Wayne Family Adventures Webtoons. So it's free on Webtoons. You can get the app, or they have a browser, I think. And it was good.
So it's funny. The reason why I made that face is because Dustin from Two Brothers Comics put a post up about how you couldn't take a screenshot of it somewhere. And he paid 27 cents for it. So now I'm really confused about what's happening. Maybe like Comixology has it for 27 cents or something weird.
I downloaded. I have the free app on my iPad and read it for free. You can pay for like coins, and then you can use coins to unlock episodes early. So like right now you can read 1 through 3 for free. But then if you paid like $2 or something, you could read the 4th one. So, or what, I don't know what the price is, because I just read the free ones that are available. And they're definitely, it's for like kids, for sure. But the stories were cute. They were fun. I liked the second one a lot. And I like Webtoons are all, it's like a vertical scroll. So sometimes just because you're reading it in like a vertical form that you're just continually scrolling through, it can sometimes do stuff with like objects falling and stuff. And there's kind of a neat effect that you can get with it. It's kind of a one-trick pony, I think. But there's some Webtoons that I found, and it's great for like being super tired and laying in bed and just scrolling on your phone until you pass out. And
I guess cool. I assume they were similar to like Injustice. But that is not what that
is. It's like if it was printed just all vertical and one continuous thing. But anyways, I read that. Those were fine.
We sort of talked about this book last week, but it technically came out this week, so I'll just show it again. Black Cotton, number 5.
Oh, I still didn't get to it.
And and because we get the Scout box, we have a physical copy now. They did have about 3 issues of it at our shop.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a solid issue. I read it again today in the physical form because the first time I read it, it was digital. And also, if you get the Scout box, they have their own little
backers
now. So, which is kind of cool, but you can't really use them at other places. Well, I guess you can.
You could. It would just say that. I both like. They have some of them that'll like say steak or whatever, or one of their series. But then I feel like it's backwards because I'm looking for white. So when I'm flipping through, because I alternate every other, so it it throws me off a little bit. But they are cool.
I have 3 of them in here currently, and they all have it. But yeah, it's funny too when the book that they have it isn't there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Urban Animal is a good webtoon.
Well, I read Toaster Man, Toaster Guy. I loved it. I absolutely loved it and highly recommend everyone read Toaster Guy. I think it is Toaster Man, Toaster Dude, something like that. If you go Toaster on Webtoons, you'll find it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. I haven't found another one that I liked as much as that one, but I'll read the Batman Wayne Family Adventures webtoon when I'm really tired, but I don't want to go to sleep yet.
Solid.
Perfect for that. Another digital that I read that I don't think you read was the Harley Quinn Eat Bang Kill Tour number two.
Oh, I did. I read the first one. I didn't love the first one.
Me either. And the second one's the same. There were some parts that maybe I liked a little bit better, and there were some parts that I was like, I feel like this is not even in line with the show anymore. Like it I don't know. And then they do callbacks. It doesn't feel. I don't have the same love for it that I do for the show for sure. It's not resonating the same way for some reason.
Yeah, and I don't know too because the first issue reminded me a lot of the show, but I think maybe that's just not the type of book that I want to read, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. But I don't know. I enjoy the show a lot. I thought the writing wasn't like bad, but I also didn't like it, especially because I think the current Harley Quinn book by Stephanie Phillips, I've been really enjoying. So this has kind of seemed weird, but
I think if you're like a super diehard Harley Quinn fan and you love the show and you just love all things, then you'll like it. But I don't know a lot about Harley, but I feel like sometimes it's not even like the same. I don't know. Something seems off with it. But Tyler, I'm trying to find here's just a random part of the webtoon and screenshot. So I don't know why people are having problems with screenshotting, but
maybe it's the app, but also technically they put something about hey, it's illegal for you to steal stuff from this.
Mine doesn't have that.
Interesting.
Anywhere on my Apple App Store.
One's technically an annual, which is weird when an annual comes out the same day as the normal book.
Oh, did it? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's got the
I didn't look too much today. I kind of grabbed my small stack and
there's a big cover reveal that some people are maybe specking on a little bit.
Oh,
on the B cover. Well, the B cover, and I'm not fully caught up with Green Lantern, so who knows? Maybe this has already happened. But on the B cover of the annual is Jessica Cruz rocking Yellow Lantern gear. So she has joined the Sinestro Corps.
Interesting. I haven't read any of those.
Did you read this book, Dancing with the Dragon, #1?
Not yet. I haven't gotten to my Scout box yet.
Because this came out today, and I really enjoyed this book. It's kind of like a weird, it's about a limo driver who gets kind of I don't know what the Chinese mafia would be considered, but he gets kind of wrapped up in that. And it's got similar, not it's in the same vein of something like Firepower, where it's just kind of like action for most of it with a little bit of story there. It's something fun. You're not probably going to be like, this comic book changed my life, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And here, I'll toss up another one because I
I don't know how caught you up you are. I have 10. Well,
Okay.
I have 9 more.
I'm probably they're getting
I was
close
at
to there,
11.
but I don't have this one because it's also a digital one. But I read Eve number 5. I don't know if you ever kept up with Eve. Oh, you did read Eve. Okay.
I kept up with it, but I forgot so much of it that I ranked it 8 today, and that might, if I were to reread them all together, it could be one of my favorite books. I have no idea, because there's definitely stuff that I am reading that I have completely missed or forgotten some important parts. I'm even wondering if maybe I didn't read number 2, and because I feel like I'm missing a good chunk of stuff. But yeah, I still liked it a lot.
Yeah, number 2 is probably my favorite issue. I ranked it probably fairly similar to how you did. I mean, maybe it's a little bit higher, but kind of just because it's a final issue.
Yeah,
it was good. I mean, I don't know.
It.
I didn't love it. I know a lot of people really loved this, and I think Todd really loved it. So, I might have ranked a lot higher for him, but I thought it was fine. It was a fun book. It might be a cool book to read to my daughter maybe when she gets a little bit older. I guess Taylor's kind of on the same train. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
So maybe it wasn't. Maybe I didn't miss anything, and I just maybe it's. I hear a lot of people saying they love it. So it's
it's a good, maybe sort of slightly feel good story, but the ending didn't I don't know. I guess I don't really know what I was expecting, but the ending didn't end the way that I don't know.
Well, that's just it. I feel like it's another book that I feel like I don't like it just because it's not what I expected it to be. Yeah. But it wasn't bad. It's just it's like Stillwater is the same way for me. Like it's a good book. It's just it's not what I was expecting or wanting. So I feel like I rate it worse.
I don't know what Last Flight Out is.
Me either.
But if you explain it, maybe we'll figure it out and read it.
I had one book below Eve 5. It's another book that I think once it's read in trade will be higher. Was 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton, number 4.
Number 4. I really like this book.
You love this book.
Yeah, I think
I know a few other people that love this book, and I feel like I like it more than I feel like it's a great trade for me.
Yeah, it's Kyle Starks. But yeah, I've been enjoying this. I like all the sidekicks. You kind of see the final sidekick for the first time in this one, and it kind of sets it up. I'm not sure. Apparently it was
5?
Dark Horse. Yeah, I think this is 6 issues, maybe, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's 5. It's kind of set up to crescendo on the next issue, though. So,
for sure.
I guess Dark Horse did that, so no, we did not. It's apparently a prequel to Wall-E.
Yeah, 6 Sidekicks is cool. I like it. I didn't like it at first, but I feel like I was burned out from Scumbag so much that I just didn't like it because I was just over the character I hate type thing, So it was like Trigger to me, and Scumbag is way stronger in that way. But I feel like I had just kind of moved away from that a little bit and been like, no, I don't. That's not what I'm looking for. And then this book came along, and it just kind of hopped right on with it. But I like it more now. But I need to read. It's the same thing. I need to start back over at 1 and go back through them. But I think that one's. I thought it was a shorter one.
Maybe it is 5. It's either 5 or 6. I know that it's
not 1. So it'll be done soon. Maybe I'll just wait for the trade and do that.
I've not heard of these books, but if you post them on Instagram, I'll look at them. Maybe consider reading them.
Miss Meow number 2.
Death Rage. My coworker plays this game called Blood Rage with his brother, And when he talked about it, we just randomly started screaming, blood rage, blood rage. And that's kind of what death rage makes me want to do. Oh, so you picked that book. I'll pick. It's probably a book that I think you would have read, maybe. Cinnamon number 2.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Cinnamon number 2 takes off where Cinnamon 1 left off. If you like Cinnamon, I think Cinnamon's a really fun book, but I don't think that Cinnamon's for everyone. If you like straight up hate cats, you probably won't enjoy this. I really like this second issue because as a cat owner, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. If you own a cat, even if you don't like them, if you've had one, this book is really, really good.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Imprint of Behemoth. I know it was weird because I think when Behemoth first launched Happy Tanks, they called it their YA, and like every Happy Tank book I've read is very not YA, but I think this one might be considered YA.
You could. It's a little gritty.
Yeah, but I
art
mean,
style, but it's not inappropriate in any way, really. Yeah. I mean, here, like, the owner's in her bra, I guess, but it's not really. It's fine. I would read this to my daughter. So I mean, but it's just look at that.
Yeah,
it's so good. So what it basically is, if you don't know, is it's Cinnamon's a cat, and the narrative switches between like the owner's perspective and the cat's perspective, but the cat's perspective is like blown way out of proportion.
Yeah, because it's a cat.
Because it's a cat, so it's like everything is like explosions and craziness.
And I think the writer said this was what she wrote for like her final, for like something for college.
Yeah,
and
which in this issue there's an original.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's the original there, that one, Cinnamon Toast or whatever. And then the other cool thing that she did was the last page. People have been asking her about the art and how she like achieves the softness of the art, and she straight up just like gives the numbers for how she does it, like in Photoshop, like this is how you do it, because she thinks we should share how we do things and help other people. And I thought that was cool in the back too, even though I don't do that. I thought that was cool that she would give away her secret, so to speak, her recipe.
Which, I don't know, pretty solid book. I've been enjoying it a lot. I mean, it's definitely one of those other books where it's, it's pretty fun. It's not really like game changing or like super serious, but it's a fun book about a cat.
Yeah.
That is also like the first issue was kind of in a weird Mad Max-ish style. This one is a little bit more,
it's more town, like I can't really say what it is without like spoiler, which is not a huge spoiler really, but still, no, it's definitely like it gets very high on my list because of how fun it is to read, and it was the first book I read today, because out of my whole stack I was like, I can't wait to do this. The first one was so good.
Yeah, it definitely was the first, but I knew it was a quicker read, most likely, so I just kind of waited towards the end. Especially
that was the smarter move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was the smarter move for sure.
I also picked this book up, and this is easily the biggest issue that I would recommend everyone to just pick up, because it's a great starting point. Deadly Class number 48. That's loosely a joke. This is a terrible starting point. This book, actually, our shop, there were 2 books that got ruined going into our shop. This was one of them. And the other one was the Kyle Higgins book that we were talking about.
Ordinary Gods.
Ordinary Gods, yeah. Yeah, Ordinary Gods was the other one. Maybe some other ones, but those were some of them. I've been loving this I think this is the last arc of Deadly Class. I'm not entirely sure. This definitely, I've kind of like alluded to it in some of the other issues. It has gone to the future and the past. This kind of brings it back to the end. Or not the end, but like in 1989 again. So you're back there. But apparently.
I've been hearing very much the opposite, but I haven't read it.
Oh man, you weren't a fan of Cinnamon?
And then when I said Downhill, I
didn't see that.
I very much disagree, at least with this book. But I haven't read tons of Behemoth, so I don't know. But Cinnamon's one of my favorites.
I definitely could understand why somebody might not like that book, though. But I think it's very fun.
Yeah.
And Deadly Class is always sweet. I don't know. It's Assassination High School that is 48 issues. And it's weird. I think it's going to end soon, but there's another book that's a spin-off that's coming out in like October, I want to say.
No, don't burn Freaks. No, send it to me. I didn't get the singles. I really want them.
Nick will send you lighter fluid and or shipping paper.
Yeah, I'll pay for the shipping. Let me know. I love that book.
Oh, interesting. I like the TV show. I thought this TV show was pretty good, but if you didn't like the TV show, you probably won't like it. But also you can just maybe another good trade review for you would be to read the first volume of it. It's pretty similar to the TV show, but maybe you'll like it more in comic book fashion.
Deadly Class, I'm doing the same thing I did with Walking Dead, where there was so much. I know it's not as much as Walking Dead, but I'm just waiting until it's done. When it's all done and I can sit down and read Deadly Class, then I'll binge it. But I haven't read any of it.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody recommended that I read volume 1, and then I checked out every other volume from the library, and then I started pulling the single issues.
Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna wait, and maybe I might even be stupid and just buy like a giant omnibus thing and spend way too much money without reading any of it.
Well, if they get that, it'll be in like the papery one.
Oh, okay, then it won't be bad. Yeah. Then it won't be bad. Yeah. So I'll get that, and then I can just go hard on it.
Go hard.
Yeah. Did you read this one?
I did read that one. I don't have a physical copy.
Was it the last book you'll ever read?
No, it was not, because I read it on my lunch break today, and I've read probably 7 to 8 more books after that.
I feel like I was like really, really, really high on book number 1 of this book, and book number 2 is still good. But it wasn't I didn't like it near as much as I liked number 1 for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it was just because I liked the concept so much. So number 1 was kind of presenting what was going on. And this one was more of the same. It was good.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, I still think it's kind of in line with the first issue. I mean, it keeps going. This one actually, I think had 2 nudie covers. So like, if that's your thing, there were 2 different ones.
Yeah. So there's 4 covers then?
The 2 nudies.
And A and B?
A and B, yeah. The one you have.
That's A, and I accidentally almost grabbed a B because it looks a lot like...
This is what B looks like. It's a splashity splasher.
Yeah. No, that's A.
Oh, wait, whoops. I flipped it. Whoop. Oh.
No, then you zoom.
I don't technology.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I grabbed that one.
And here are the nudie covers. Just kidding.
You can Google those on your own private browsers. Show the covers. Jeez. No, I liked it. It's Cullen Bunn, Vault. I like that book.
It's funny that you say this because I'm usually not been very into Cullen Bunn, but this is probably the one book that I've probably liked the most that's came out in the last year. Besides, I think he did that tattoo. I don't know what the book is called. It's a tattoo one shot after shock or whatever they're called. One shock.
I think it might be my favorite Cullen Bunn. I'm trying to think of other books that I've read of his.
I mean, his big one's like Harrow County, which I don't know.
I haven't read that yet. I know I've read a few of his books though. But yeah, I felt like I kind of like found him recently, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he has too many books.
When we're over. Actually, DM me on Twitter, and that way when I'm done with this, I'll remember to do that. Yeah, Dark Ark was one. Oh, Dark Ark you read. You like Dark Ark, I think.
Coughing on my spit. I love Dark Ark.
He also
Poser sent me Dark Ark hardcover for my birthday.
He's writing Shadow Man.
And I do love Shadow Man too. So it's my third favorite after Dark Arc and Shadow Man because I like those more.
I've not read Dark Arc, but I definitely
Dark Arc is really good. I can loan you my hardcover if you want. It's really good. I haven't kept up with the newer issues of it because it kept going.
So I'm about to show what might be a contender for cover of the year. The last 2 weeks have been filled with a lot of I don't think you get this book. Maybe you do.
No, I don't. Because I had a book last week that I would put in my cover of the year.
Backhat number 7.
Oh, that is you know what?
Liam Sharp.
Is it?
Yeah, he does the interior art in this issue.
Well, damn it.
Tom King, Liam Sharp. I thought that the Liam Sharp art change was going to be very jarring because Clayman and Liam Sharp are very different. It was less noticeable. I mean, the only issue is that the way that Liam drew like Selena as an old lady was a little bit different than the way that Clayman has, but they're two completely different styles. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been liking Backhat. This is kind of a weird issue. It gets a little darker. I don't really know what's going to happen because I thought that Tom King made some statement like, if you can get Clayman, you just wait for Clayman. And this book has been so delayed and weird and wonky. I don't know why that they switched to Liam Sharp for this issue. This issue was slightly darker than some of the other issues, but not really. I don't know.
I was gonna I didn't read any of these.
I have Lucky Devil 1 and 2. Oh, I liked Basilisk actually. That's been pretty okay.
Yeah, with Backhat, I can't remember if I bought number 3 or number 4. I can't remember where I stopped. I dropped it at some point, and I can't remember where, and I can't find them. And I don't want to double buy number 3, right?
Yeah.
But I think our shop has like 3 through 7 still. And I'm probably gonna grab them and have them hold them for me because I can grab them as they, you know, as I can.
I like it. It's a solid book so far. I mean, for me, a lot of people didn't like the 3 timelines. I would say that the worst thing is maybe the art change in this issue, just because it's completely different stylized where you're kind of used to one thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems weird, but there's now a trade weight.
Yeah, I get that, but I also love to read them and then buy the trade and reread them.
I do too.
Form, just because he's one of those guys I personally enjoy. I know a lot of people don't.
I like being familiar because I had read each issue as they came out, and then when I read it all together, I have better recall for it. Works better for me for Tom King for sure.
I wish I knew what X-Manning it meant.
X-Manning it.
Probably.
You know what else
so many books coming out.
He did the robot one for, was it AWA? Bite-sized.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was another one I read. So I did read that one.
Apparently, he's doing a cyberpunk too.
I don't care. I'm not into that.
Well, I'm going to show this book to make Second Street Marvel really happy. Freak Snow number 4 came out.
Number
today.
4.
Well, technically, I think it came out last week, but Behemoth and all the small publishers that come out through Diamond get kind of wonky. This is a conclusion to the book, technically, sort of, at least to this arc. It is a to be continued. There is another arc, and there are going to be some other things.
Yeah, I like that book a lot. I did not understand number 1 or number 2 or number 3, and then 4 it was like, I think I get this. But that book was I just want to reread it again, and that's one that I'll probably be getting the trade because I didn't buy the singles.
I had to because Comic Book Poser's name is on issue number 2. And I
know I was gonna
all the issue 2s from our shop,
from our entire town. I think our shop was the only place that had them, wasn't it? Or did?
He didn't have issue 1, but he got issue 1 at Vault.
Okay, I didn't know if Vault had 2 or not. We can do another book. We're stalling now. Or we're gonna run out of time. Let's see. What about that one?
I read that book.
You did. You didn't like it as much as I did, I don't think.
Nope. I didn't like this
You
at
weren't
all.
you weren't feeling it, and everyone loved issue 1, and I didn't really care. And now issue 2, I'm really sold on this book now.
Yeah.
I was thinking of dropping it right away, and now I don't know if I can.
I liked the art, and I kind of stood in for the creative team, because the same creative team that did Middle West.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Romantic Ghost Story is the kind of comic book that I'm really interested in, and that's kind of what this has become.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure that there are people out there that
even
like
with that last page, it's kind of, I don't know, it's creepy, man. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
You're right. I
We'll
mean,
see
I
with
guess
that
it's sort of creepy, but it's also like a weird romantic ghost story.
Yeah, I can see that.
But hey, Taylor really liked it too.
I don't know. Like I said, I felt like I read number 1, and I read it and went, and then I hopped on Twitter and everywhere else, and everybody was like, this book is like, it was getting showered with approval. So I was like, okay, maybe I was just in a weird mood or something, and maybe I was, because I read 2 today and I really liked it.
I liked 1 more than I liked 2, but I don't know.
I think I
liked
like
on HBO Max though. If you have that.
Oh,
the movie.
I do.
Because it is a movie. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that book is for me, but
maybe not. It might not be for me.
But I've been ordering it from somewhere that I pre-order it from, and at this point I've already bought the first 4 issues, so why not get the 5th one?
Yeah. That's true. You can at least sell them as a set.
Yeah. Hey, you want all 5 of these books that I didn't like? But let's talk about books that I did really like.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh my god.
The Unbelievable Unteens #2.
Oh my
Jeff
god.
Lemire and Tyler Crook. Man, I love the art on this book.
So if you love the cover, you need to go to Jeff's Instagram, and there's a he has like a stop, not a stop motion, but like a time lapse.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Of the
he
page
posted
opening.
of this cover being drawn. Really cool.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, this is, I mean, for those of you who aren't, it's kind of like maybe like a weird Doom Patrol-y X-Men mix in the Black Hammer universe. This one seems pretty standalone-ish. But you know, who knows? It's only on issue 2. You could need more. It also does, yeah. So the it kind of goes back in these comic booky feels. So yeah, that's not the main art to it. It's kind of like, you know, these are past memories and here's future memories. I don't know if you want to show how that works, but
this one works.
Yeah,
that's your standard story art or whatever, and then the other was what's happening within the comics. And this page is like one of my favorite pages. It's where the books are like kind of coming up behind his head. I don't want to spoil it in case somebody had, because it's just it's a good effect with the art. I really like this book a lot, which is weird because I don't read like Doom Patrol and stuff, but it has kind of a similar feel to Black Hammer. It definitely belongs within that world. I don't know exactly where it ties in.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of like the weird and good thing about Black Hammer universe is you don't really know where things tie in or when they should tie in.
So yeah, you definitely could. This is only number 2. If you can find number 1 and 2, I would jump on this. I
mean, unless you haven't read any Black Hammer, then probably don't. But
I don't know. I think it would be.
I still think at this point you should read all. I don't know.
All Black Hammer.
Yeah, like. Go back, read it. I mean, because that's the thing. You're either going to be, you should read it, because if you get invested in this one story, it's going to be kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You could, though.
But yeah, I mean, you could. This one is probably the most standoffish or standalone-ish, I guess. Mm-hmm. How many other books you got that you haven't read? I think I have
maybe
4
5.
More. Oh,
I
have 4 more. So
well, here I got 2 in front of me. I got my number 1, and I have Not All Robots.
I also read
number 2.
Robots, number 2.
Mark Russell, and
I Junior. and Lee Leffridge.
I wasn't gonna pull it because AWA I usually trade weight everything, but I really like Mark Russell, and I really liked number 1, and ended up picking that up last week. And then number 2 came out, and I was like, just add it to the frickin' pull list, I guess. And Mark Russell had 2 books out.
Yeah.
This week. Did you read his other one?
The other one was a Dead Box.
Dead Box.
Yeah, Dead Box. One? I did.
Which one did you like more? It's weird, a number 1 versus a number 2.
Yeah, so I like Not All Robots more, but I think I'll probably like Dead Box overall as a series more.
Yeah.
Dead Box Dead Box, the concept is there's these like a red box. The red box has these movies. We don't really know what these movies are about yet, but maybe they're doing something. They just showed up and no one's ever heard of these movies and you can't find them on the internet. But yeah, I like that book. I thought it was pretty solid. It's from Fault. But Not All Robots. I didn't love the first issue of Not All Robots, but I really like the second issue of Not All Robots.
Yeah, I liked both of them, but I think I liked the first issue more. But
yeah, and I definitely don't disagree with that statement.
This is one that I was thinking of for cover of the year too. It's such a simple cover, but with the arms there. That's solid. I only have one more book.
Oh, I have 2 more. So I will show this one because I'm assuming your other one is the other book that I have.
You are correct.
Dominion number 5.
I bought that book and I loved that series. Well, loved that series so much. And I've talked to Brian about it a few times. And I want to reread it all together because this is the last issue, right?
It's the end of the first arc, I think.
End of the first arc,
chapter 5 at the end of it.
Okay. Yeah, I want to read it all together now, so I have to dig out my other copies and read it together. It's a cool book.
Yeah, black box if you're not reading any of them. Also with
there's another Birch book.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor, I agree with that with Dead Box a little bit, not getting a grasp on the tone of it. It jumped around a bit because I think it was going through different movies, maybe. I need to reread it because I felt like it got to the end and I went, oh, that's what this is. And I didn't really know what I was reading the whole time.
Yeah, it's definitely got like some 90 vibes and feel to it, but pretty solid book. It's kind of like, I don't know.
It's about having demons, but using your demons as a power for in a positive way, basically. Yep. It's cool. And then there was only one more book.
Yep.
Which was another Jeff book. Jeff Lemire May's book.
And if you're on his Substack, he actually shares kind of his concept with this. I think that's one of the paid ones. I could be wrong. I don't really know how Substack works.
I have the free one, and I haven't looked at him yet.
Oh, because I have the paid one, and I saw that he goes through it and he shows the concept. Like, here's the original. He was like, this. I kind of started writing in 2019, and I finished it either at the end of 2019 or 2020. But you can see here are my first concept arts, and they started in 2018.
Wow.
But yeah, he's got a lot of pictures. This fun book. I like it. It kind of reminds me of some of the old like classic, more like books like Royal City and Essex County, where it's kind of like this weird, kind of eerie mystery thing going on inside of
I just love Jeff's art so much, and I mean I like his writing a lot, but his art to me I love the watercolor and all his textures and everything. So I'm just happy to have. I didn't get to go through some of those older books of his issue to issue like that. And I don't think this is a long one. I think this one's only 5.
Yeah, I don't know. For some
5 or
reason, I had
6 maybe,
3 in
but
my mind,
or
but
3.
I
I
mean,
don't
they
know.
are pretty
It's a
big
little bit
issues.
longer. Yeah.
I mean, they read fairly quick, though. I do love, too, the coloring in this is pretty fantastic. It goes from...
Man.
And yeah, this is actually, for how big it is, I would say it's a little bit quicker than you would think, just because it's like really good pacing. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
It's
I know
not
that
a
you want to
hard
refresh.
read.
I would probably say it might be good reading this, and then
I would read it tonight. Even if you were really tired, I would still read it tonight. It's not super heavy, and MoMA, I think it is. I haven't gotten to it yet. It's on my list to read. I'm not liking it that much.
I read the first issue and didn't read the second issue.
I read the second issue, but I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, I had Nice House on the Lake is a book that I was going to read, but I try and read as many number 1s as I can because it kind of fits into the point of the show a little bit better. So I did not read Nice House on the Lake, but it's probably the next book that I'll read.
I didn't read it because I'm trade waiting the entire thing. I read number 1.
It might be, in my opinion, maybe the best Tynion book out right now.
Maybe.
But this book is fantastic, and I think
May's book is really good.
You should go out and get it. It's a Dark Horse book. I would assume that me and you have a golden burrito here today because this is my number 1 book of the week. I would
it's definitely my number 1, and Unteens was my number 2. Yeah, Todd. I don't think Todd read all his books, so
I don't.
We might have a post.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Doesn't count unless all 3 of us are here.
It doesn't count. Shoot.
Because I think there was another. Well, the Red Room number 1 would have been one, but somebody was out that week.
Yeah.
Either you or Todd.
I don't remember.
And that makes me sad because I really like that book.
So we could do like a little honorary with little asterisks.
The asterisks, yeah.
The asterisk burrito, award.
Oh, is it?
No, May's book is cool, and I would tell people, May's book seems like it might be one of those books in the end where it's like the trade I'll be recommending to people who don't even read comics, because
it's hard to know. I mean,
Lemire has a way to play with how you read comics too, and I feel like that's gonna come into play here somehow. Maybe not, but maybe I'm setting myself up for huge. Todd would be telling me, Nick, you're setting yourself up for huge disappointment.
Yeah.
And setting impossible standards. But yeah, I can do Tipsy 10.
Yeah, you at least had what you said. You had 11.
I had 11. Yeah, and number 11 was the Webtoons, so it doesn't really count.
You wanna lead it off, and then I'll
10. I had Harley Quinn Eat Bang Kill Tour number 2.
Oh yeah, that's how we do this. I had Dead Box number 1 as my 10.
And I had 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton number 4.
I had Not All Robots number 2 as my number 9.
Oh. Number 8, Eve number 5.
My number 8 was Batcat number 7.
My 7 was The Last Book You'll Ever Read number 2.
My 7 was Black Cotton number 5.
I gotta get that on my list by the end of the week. The Me You Love in the Dark number 2 was my number 6.
To give you a point of where I put that, it was my 19th.
Wow. Out of how many?
21.
Ooh, that is.
In
low.
one book, I said this book might be better than that book, but I enjoyed that book maybe a little bit more. My number 6 is The Last Book You'll Ever Read number 2. So 6, 7, we both had that one pretty close, I guess.
Yeah. Number 5, I had Dead Box number 1.
I had The Unbelievable Unteens number 2 at number 5.
Number 4, I had Not All Robots number 2.
I had Cinnamon number 2 as my number 4.
Then number 3 was Cinnamon number 2. So those were close.
Yeah, I had the 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton number 4 as my number 3.
That might be fair. I got to reread those. My number 2 was Unbelievable Unteens number 2. I gave this week to Jeff.
Yeah. I don't know. I like most of
I
the
like
books that
it.
I've read. I don't love it. I don't know. It's just I don't think that like weird horror ghost romance is a thing that I want to read. Maybe so. I just want regular ass romance. I don't know. Sorry. Number 2 is Deadly Class number 48.
And number 1, we both had Maze Book.
Maze Book. Yeah,
Maze Book.
I think you should go out and buy Maze Book.
It was good. I was excited because it was slow at work all morning, and I read a bunch of comics. And then I read that one in the afternoon, and I was like, oh, it's been so slow. I'm going to have time to read all my other books, and then I can read Maze Book again. And then we got really busy, and I didn't finish all my books.
That might be a book, too, that like I might go back and I don't go back and double read an issue 1 very often, but I might do that for this one.
I maybe do like once or twice a month, maybe.
I did it 5.
I had it number 2. But I was on a Lemire high today.
It was great.
Maze Book was my second or third book I read, and it was just like, oh shit, I shouldn't have read this early. Because I have, since I'm reading in between stuff, it's like I got to get to it right away. Regular ass romance.
I don't know. I just don't like. I don't know. Like, I don't think that it's necessarily like a bad topic. I just would rather just have a straight up horror book. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know if I read any romance. I guess I read Unnatural, and I like that enough.
I didn't really get that much of that from it, so now I kind of want to reread it and get that. I was very creeped out the whole time.
I invited Chaos to join us tonight, and he politely declined.
That's fair.
That's a lie. I definitely didn't invite him.
I thought about asking, but then I was like, I should probably ask Cole first, and then I just didn't.
Yeah, that sounds
so.
Valid.
We both dropped the ball on that. Chaos. Sorry about that.
The best part is that Nick, I think this was this morning. It might have been yesterday morning. Nick was talking with voice on text, and he said he was talking about horror books, but it kept saying horror books. So like, there's just this whole thing in Nick saying horror books. I have not read any Army of Darkness books. I think I bought like one of the Ash vs. the Evil Dead books, but then I kind of never kept up on it.
Well, it's Dynamite, and you don't really buy Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
But it is Rodney Barnes, so I was gonna maybe buy number 1 if I saw it, and then I didn't notice it, and I forgot. So
what? Oh, no, dude, I'm not mad at you ever. You're like my. I mean, I'm just upset that you left Green Team because now me and Steve don't have somebody to triple power bomb with. I guess
I wanted to be on Green Team. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you can't leave your own team.
I could.
You could, I guess. That would be weird. Just have a team. Do I get to like absorb all your people then too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or they're free to fight for their
allegiance.
I don't know.
Huh. All right, cool.
I should have a series of tests.
If this doesn't make sense, you can join our Discord and maybe it'll make sense, but it probably won't. There's a lot happening in there.
By the time you do all that, it'll be something else. Yeah.
I'm Cole.
I'm Nick.
And this has been
This Week in Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. This Week Comics.
All right. Well, everyone leave a comment on your favorite book. And we'll
Bye,
see
everybody.
I don't know if we're doing something on Saturday, but if you're not in our Discord, join it. And maybe we'll figure it out.
Maybe.
Bye.